There are three quadratic equations that you can really benefit from memorizing. So if you think back to your Algebra 2 class, hopefully these equations will look very familiar. We have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared equals the quantity of x plus y squared. Equation 2 would be x squared minus 2xy plus y squared equals quantity of x minus y squared. And finally we have the perfect square equation, x squared minus y squared, and that's equal to x plus y times x minus y. So again, I think it's really helpful to memorize these equations, and by memorize I mean really be able to manipulate these terms around and be able to identify which of these three equations would be most helpful for some of the questions that they ask on this exam. The reason why memorizing these three equations is really good is because a lot of the times they don't require you to find what x equals or what y equals in a question. They're going to ask you, for instance, what does x squared plus y squared equal? When you're given xy is equal to 5 and say y is equal to x minus 2. So take a look at the answers that are given, or take a look at what's given, and take a look at the three quadratic equations above. Which one do you think would be most helpful? Well, in this case we have x squared plus a y squared, and in this case we have x squared minus y squared, so 3 is probably not going to be the one we're looking for. We have x squared plus y squared here, x squared plus y squared there. We also have an xy term, which we have there. Now we want to rearrange this equation to make it look more like one of these two. And so if I subtract y on both sides and then add 2 on both sides, we have x minus y is equal to 2, which is that term there. So we're going to use that second quadratic equation. Now how this works is I'm just going to rewrite that second quadratic equation, and I'm going to fill in what they have, or I'm going to fill in what's given. So this is what they're asking us to find. So if I rearrange the left side of the equation as this, basically we need to solve for this. So we want to move that negative 2xy to the other side, which gives us x minus y quantity squared plus 2xy. We know x minus y is equal to 2, so we can plug that in. And we know that xy is equal to 5, since that's also given. Plug that in as well, and we get 4 plus 10 is equal to 14. So basically, x squared plus y squared is equal to 14. Notice how this is a lot easier, it's a lot faster as well. Instead of trying to use these two equations as a system of equations and solve for x and y separately. On this exam, again, you're rarely going to be required to solve for individual variables x and y. They're going to ask you for a group of variables, in this case x squared plus y squared, or they might ask you for x plus y or x minus y. Being able to identify which of these three quadratic equations best relates to what's given is going to really make the process a lot easier. So again, make sure you memorize these three equations, and by memorize, make sure you know how to manipulate the variables around, be able to see which one most applies to the question that you're